I'm Ramsey the loud one.
I'm Jesse the short one.
Put us both into one, we are.
Lots of noise, always too fast, lots of laughs. Here's our podcast, the loud and short of it. Hi, and welcome to the loud and short of it.
I'm Ramsey the loud one.
And I'm Jesse the short one.
Now welcome to episode 99. It has been about one more year since our last Justice League movie.
Yes.
And as we promised, year after year, we're going to deliver. So welcome to the sixth installment of our Justice League movies.
So if you're new to the podcast, you don't know, this started as a terrible idea between the two of us to have a podcast, and our first topic would be the Justice League. We were going to rebuild it from the ground up, and then we sat down and we recorded 4 hours straight and turned it into the first 4 episodes. I do not recommend going back and listening to them.
I kind of had to keep, continuity with all my movies, but I decided against it. Too painful.
So if we won't listen to it, you definitely should.
No.
That being said, let's just dive right in.
Yeah.
I'm going to recap real quick for you.
Yeah, Jesse's going first as is tradition, and I'm going to make up some of mine on the spot.
Yes. So just to give you an idea, I've gone through Justice League 1 and Justice League 2. This is the culmination of Act 3 of my DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts, we got Batman, we got the Flash, we got Wonder Woman, and a Pilot, and Cyborg. They all have their backstories, they all got their own movies, as things need, before they can meet up together. Boom, Justice League 1 takes place in 2022. Cyborg knew the world was going to end, and it's going to. The Pilot is revealed to be Green Lantern, and his life is saved right before he died.
No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding. All that willpower he had. They fight the Joker, Captain Cold, the Mazo, Black Adam, and Slade all together. It's such an exciting first movie, first Justice League. They win. Batman quits out, but he finds a Robin at the last second. And then in the ending credits, it's kind of revealed that Parallax was controlling Slade and Black Adam. Dun, dun, dun. Then we got to get a little bit more exciting. Green Lantern, he flies off. He's not going to be with them anymore.
Yeah.
He's going to go save the world. And he teams up with a silly tree, or no, a sunflower. And instead of a raccoon, it's a possum. And then a blue girl. And they go off and they do silly adventures. And it's a fun thing to watch. And then you get Shazam v Superman, a amazing take on Batman v Superman, but much better. And they're teenagers the whole time. And then we get Batman training Robin, and we get a Robin movie where Robin defeats the Penguin. Blah, blah, blah. And then we're at Justice League 2. This place takes place in 2024. The League is barely communicating. They're in disarray. Brainiac takes over the world with Gorilla Grodd, Cheetah, and the Toyman. Batman sacrifices himself in the end, saves Robin. They save the day.
All my fucking ideas. I hate you.
The League wins by turning those smart villains against each other. And at the funeral, dead Batman, it's revealed that he's left a ton of money for the League, and he turned his Ultra prison into the League's headquarters, ending his redemption arc. And Batman's the good guy.
Yeah. R.I.P. Hugh Jackman.
And now it's Act 3 time, baby.
Oh, okay.
Okay. First movie coming out. This is in 2025.
Okay.
It's called Justice in Youth. Dun, 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 dun. What's
this movie about?
We got Shazam and Superman.
Okay.
They've just graduated high school. And Robin, who's just lost his father.
I don't know. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't know how this keeps happening. This is going to... My first movie is essentially this, or one of them is.
Well, I got to go first. So that means you're stealing
There are
my
no original ideas left. We're all fucked. Art doesn't mean anything. Just keep going, please.
Okay, so luck would have it. Shazam, Superman, and Robin are all going to the same college.
Okay.
They're just experiencing freshman year together. This is it's going to be a coming of age story about these 3 superheroes. Yeah. Less of a superhero movie, more of a coming of age story.
Okay.
Robin, mature beyond his years. Very sad. His father, Batman, got.
What is he going to school for? Ninjutsu?
Superman's going to school for journalism.
Classic.
Shazam's going to school majoring in women.
Okay.
And Robin, he's undecided major.
Is Shazam like 10?
No, Shazam and Superman
age?
are both 18. Robin's like 19 or 20.
Okay.
And yeah, Robin's undecided because he's a little depressed boy. Can't pick a major.
He's also a billionaire.
Blah blah blah. This one's less about fighting crime. It's just about them going through it. Superman's gonna meet Lois Lane. He's gonna fall in love.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna learn just what he cares about outside of his powers, which is journalism and taking down the baddies without using his strength. Shazam, he's gonna find his inner strength, and he's not gonna care about being able to shift into a superhero anymore. He's done with the silly hijinks. He's just gonna be like, I can be myself without my powers. And I'm still helpful.
So wait, he's just gonna become super strong?
No, he's just a normal dude, but he's happy about that.
Okay.
Because in the old ones, he was a little high schooler with Superman. Yeah, and he just Shazam all the time. And do all kinds of crazy nonsense he didn't need to be getting up into. And now he's learned his lesson. He's going to learn it throughout this movie.
Okay.
And then Robin, he's gonna really learn how to be better because he's learned from his father, who only cared about being a vigilante.
Okay.
He was the Bat. That's all he fucking did. And Robin doesn't want to be that, so he has to learn. So he's got these friends now. He's got other young friends, Shazam and Superman.
Do they start like a club, like a group where like a lot of friends come together? Maybe they all throw in money together.
I hadn't even thought about that aspect. I feel like what happened was Shazam and Superman both joined a fraternity, and then they dragged Robin in along with them.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Blah 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 blah. And then I wrote this. It's not that important. There's a subplot. Ra's al Ghul shows up.
Okay.
He's played by Kumail Nanjiani. And he's a teacher, like a biologist teacher focusing on global warming.
Okay.
But he's like way too into it. Like it's like a big problem. He's like, I'm gonna blow up this school.
His name is Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah.
His name is fucking Head of the Demon?
No, he can be I don't know what his name is, but they find out it's Ra's al Ghul.
Okay.
He's got some stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna beat him up. And that's kind of the end of it. They just like turn him in. He's done for. But that's not the focus. The focus is just on these guys.
I like this. This is like an Elseworlds tale of just like more fun.
Exactly.
Teen Titans did that a few years ago, where it was like the best Teen Titans comic run was them fucking around in the tower, and like the offhand storyline was them beating up a villain who wasn't like super threatening.
This is gonna bother so many nerds. They're gonna be so mad because they're gonna show up for a superhero movie. Not gonna be that at all.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad that you even your Arab villain is not insanely threatening. He's just kind of a bad guy, but then you have a lead.
And he has this Ra's al Ghul doesn't have as good of a backstory or like his cool backstory. He's just kind of an eco-terrorist person.
Okay.
He just wants to like solve global warming.
Yeah.
But in like a bad way. And then we beat him up.
Sorry, what's that T word you used?
Fuck right off. And then, it's just these young boys. This is going to be such a heartfelt one. It's going to be such a good one.
Yeah, I want to see this movie made, like, unironically, even outside of, like, the universe you built. Like, I would, because this is the shit that I like out of Justice League, like, where they're all just fucking around being friends.
Yeah.
Like, those are my favorite parts of the comics. Like, not the dumb fighting shit where it's, like, freeze frames of dudes getting punched. I like when Batman and Superman are like, hey, we both have feelings.
I think it works especially well because, as anybody that's seen any other episodes, I don't like Superman. I think he's overpowered and boring. But if he's a 18, 19-year-old kid starting college, that's very underpowered. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And he's followed by his two idiot friends, and they're just learning together.
If you read Superman, you would like him a lot because this is how Superman should be written.
Okay. End of that movie. And then we get into Justice Down, a cyborg movie.
Oh, God.
My favorite.
Jesus
character.
Fucking Christ. Yes. How many cyborg movies do you need?
This is only the second cyborg movie.
Okay.
If you don't count the Justice Leagues. Yeah. Which I would count those as cyborg movies because he's the most important character because he's cyborg.
Shout out Zack Snyder. Jesse did it first, though.
So, Cyborg has changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
If you've watched any of the previous episodes, he forgave his dad. He watched Batman die. He became the de facto leader of the Justice League. And then when he was fighting Brainiac, he learned he doesn't need his cyborg part. Mm-hmm. He can ditch the super brain and this because Brainiac kept taking control of that in Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah.
So he ditched that and was just kind of like a limping 25% person, and he was still able to help the League out, defeat Brainiac. It's him and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, the OGs, minus Batman and the Flash. We're not exactly sure why the Flash is gone. He's off doing his own thing, and they're like, we haven't seen him. We don't know what the Flash is
up to. The MCU does it all the time. I'll hear no words against him.
And then we know why Batman's not there.
Yeah.
Pussy. Yeah.
Learn to survive.
So Cyborg, he's been watching all this online chatter. This one's gonna get real. This is a good superhero movie. There's gonna be a lot of fight scenes. This is to bring everybody back after we took some
Cyborg's fucking doom scrolling.
Yes. Well, he can read all of Twitter in like in a millisecond, and he's been following all these alt-right, Nazi groups online, and things are getting worse and worse because this is a fictional world. There's a presidential election in 2022, so things are ramping up. And he's following this one group called Armageddon. Dun 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 dun. Okay. All the nerds know what's coming now. Elections approaching. Things are getting crazy. The group can't handle this. It's all across the country in like every major city. Riots happening in the streets.
Yeah.
Very very bad ones. Eventually, Armageddon shows himself. He's a singular guy. Looks crazy cool. He's in a big metal suit. And he's a fucking piece of shit Nazi guy.
Big bitch.
Very, very big bitch guy. He shows up, and then Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, because they're just both such goody two-shoes little superhero bitches, they're like, well, let's go talk to this man. It's like, this is a man that's just been led down the wrong path. We need to compromise. We need to work with him. We can turn him and make him a good guy.
You zany white centrists.
Yes, exactly. They do that like multiple times, and he just keeps like tricking them, fucking with them. Yeah. Obviously, he doesn't have that much beef with Wonder Woman or Green Lantern. There's not much going. He's like, okay, but you guys need to fuck off because I have my own plans to save the world.
Yeah,
it's a very scary idea of save the world. This goes on and on and on, and then finally Cyborg, who had taken more of like I'm gonna sit back, help guide the group. He's like, this is it. I'm going with y'all next time. And he goes there, and then it's just a montage of Cyborg beating the fuck out of Armageddon. Like just instantly shows up, wins the fight. It's just 10 minutes of Armageddon getting his head pounded through.
Fuck yeah.
By Cyborg. It's amazing. And then the second he does it, there's so many videos of this taking place. All the alt-right pussies are just like, oh, that was our boy. He's dead, and they all give up. They're just like, nah, we're like giant wusses, and they all went home.
I like we're rewriting the end of this where it's going to cut to a montage of him going into everyone's house because he can track everyone's IP address and be like, you're racist online. Put your head in the toilet. You're getting a swirly.
Yeah, he doesn't bash their heads in. He bullies them.
He humiliates them.
In front of their wives and children. Yeah. But, man, I'm telling you right now, you haven't seen the movie, nothing feels better than when Cyborg punched this guy in the fucking face.
I can imagine, yeah.
Okay, then we come to the final movie before we're getting into Justice League 3, the end of my huge franchise. It's called Swift Justice. We are back. It is a Flash movie. Flash was the second movie ever made after Batman. Batman's dead, so this is our oldest superhero.
Yeah.
It started out as taking over for the Bat in Gotham.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
I like this.
He's never really like been the League hasn't been his thing. He's been doing his own thing from the beginning, and he helps out.
Rogue Flash.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
I like it.
Very cool. Played by the Hispanic guy in Arrow, if you remember.
I remember.
Yeah. So his acting chops have soared since then. He just needed a chance.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but you should probably put his picture up here for the audience and his name.
Yes. Okay. This movie is really going to calm all the nerds down. Okay. I'm dumping, right before my final Justice League, I'm dumping $4 billion into the production of this movie.
Oh, perfect.
It's going to be not in 3D because this movie comes out in 2026. This is going to be an immersive, you have to wear a VR headset experience. It's going to be insane.
Just like a physical touch bodysuit as well.
Yes, exactly. You feel every time Flash gets punched. So this one,
like Flash.
This one involves time travel,
okay,
multi-dimensional trippy battles,
okay,
and it's all about Flash and Zoom. Flash finally gets his own villain to fight. He's not just helping other people with their silly villains. Yeah. He's got his own boy. This is going to span multiple Earths. It's going to open up the possibilities for everything. Blah, blah, blah. No need to explain further. This movie is going to cost $4 billion. Already explained that. Him and Zoom, they fight everywhere. He's going to defeat Zoom finally by tapping into the Speed Force. Yeah, I'm never good at the fight, so I'll let you...
Wait, what is this movie? You just kept saying it was cool.
It's just a big fight, dude.
At no point are you like, he does the main bad guy Zoom, and it's epic, bro. Some of the best stuff happens in this movie.
I'd like to point out, I think that storyboarding is more than DC's ever done for a single movie. Other than Zack Snyder.
90% of my movies are just like, here's some story, here's the best written action sequence. It's John Wick 1.
Yeah, so this one is just all one action sequence. There's no story. It's Flash, and he hates Zoom, and Zoom hates Flash, and they go around.
You should go pitch this to Universal Studios. Be like, I got a ride idea.
Anyways, final is Flash defeats Zoom in a different alternate reality.
Yeah.
Or alternate world. He fucking kills him. It's dope. And then Flash is like, fuck. I'm on a different Earth. It's a very boring Earth. There's nothing here. It's like a ghost town. So he's like, I gotta get back home. Fucking shoots his way home, back to Earth 1. But when he gets there, the Flash is like 90 years old.
Oh no!
Fucking useless.
He's still fast.
Kinda like he might be able to, but like he's
like a track star.
It's gonna hurt his bones. Okay, he's not gonna feel good about it. Yeah. He's like decrepit looking. It's gross. And then it just fucking ends. It's just a brutal ending.
But this old man just be like, oh fuck.
Yeah. And it was a gritting movie because it's just kind of a 1v1 situation.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of like fun little conversations.
You actually walk out that bitch and like you're covered in bruises. It's just a miserable experience.
It's very similar to watching Uncut Gems. It's just anxiety for 2 hours and then you leave the movie theater.
You're panicking and then movie theater workers are punching you in the fucking ribs.
You wanted more butter on that popcorn?
Doing bag work on you.
Okay, it's time.
Okay.
It's the end of a 7-year journey.
Justice
for us,
League
a 2-year journey.
3.
So, Justice League 3 called Justice League 2027. Because as we know, these movies come out and they take place on the date that they come out.
Oh my God.
So it's my whole marketing gimmick from the beginning. It's the best marketing gimmick. If anybody steals the idea,
we'll be
you
in
have
our
to pay
30s
me.
when this comes out. I hope so. God, I did that math so fast. Is that
We'll
right?
be like right at 30. Proud of you, bud.
Fuck yeah! All right, Justice League 3. 30 years old.
Very important thing I left out. At the end of Justice League 2, the ending credit scene. I didn't explain, or the post-credit scene. I know. I just left it. It shows Lex Luthor, and he is turning, and he's got the yellow eyes, the parallax eyes.
Okay.
So Parallax was in the first Justice League at the very end. Was in the second Justice League at the very end. Now it's the end. We know it's coming.
Do you have Lex Luthor casted?
Yeah, Lex Luthor will be Aaron Paul.
Oh, okay.
That's
pretty good.
Okay. I was expecting some negativity on that.
No,
one.
that's
very proud of it. He looks good bald.
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfectly fine with me.
But the only problem is my Lex Luthor is about 22 years old. So Aaron Paul's going to have to put a lot of makeup on. You're going to really have to... I'm casting 22-year-old Aaron Paul.
You're casting young Aaron Paul as old Lex Luthor?
No, I'm casting young Aaron Paul as young Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking
Lex Luthor is
Batman vs. Superman did that with Jesse Eisenberg, and I thought it was okay. People hated it, but I think they'll like this.
He's supposed to be about the same age as Superman, Shazam, and Robin. That's the goal here. I'm youngizing the Justice League. It's not the Teen Titans. This is like the college Titans.
Okay.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
Is Cyborg
no, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and the Flash. They're the old heads.
Okay.
They're like the parents, and then you got the young 20-year-olds handling the rest.
I like that.
And Green Lantern's old too.
Yeah.
Although he's kind of like him and Wonder Woman are like hundreds of years old because they're
Green Lantern's hundreds of years old.
Well, he was the pilot. No, I guess not. But he's got that embodiment because he has the ring.
He has old vibes.
Yeah, he's got old. He's got like he's got 1,000 yards. He has
the wisdom of all the ring bearers before him.
Yes. Okay. It opens. Lex Luthor. This is the new movie. Yeah, Lex Luthor. No yellow eyes. Just a normal Lex Luthor. Nice. He's building a big green suit, but not like the Lex Luthor suit we're used to. It looks very, very similar to the Cyborg suit. So he's seen Cyborg on TV all the time. He's just kind of copying that suit.
Ooh, he's like Grid.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, nerd. He's building a green Cyborg suit. Then we cut back. It shows Lex over the last 8 years, but these are the actual last 8 years because the movies have been coming out over those 8 years. He's grown a hatred for the League because his rich daddy had investments in the military, which has become less useful. Private prison system, less useful. And just tons of other things that the League has either like crashed into a building while saving the Earth. Tons of other stuff.
He's like a 4chan Tony Stark.
He's got real Elon Musk vibes. That's what Lex Luthor, huge Elon Musk guy. He graduated at college at the age of 14, so he's not with the other youngins in the coming of age story. Blah blah blah. He's been amassing wealth since then. He took over his parents' businesses. He's made a lot of inventions that took a lot of intelligence to come up with, but they're just kind of fucking useless. Like just garbage shit. Like I don't know, maybe like a subway system, but like it's
with
just
your
shittier
cars?
than like with cars.
Yeah.
That and then but most of his money I have written down came from like Bitcoin scams and building dumb tunnels. Those were his two big money makers.
Has he had sex before?
No, you can tell he hasn't.
I believe that.
Yeah. Or if he has, like, he was the only person that enjoyed it. Like, it was very bad. You can just tell from him. He's giving off those vibes heavily.
Fuck you, Elon Musk.
Lex Luthor, he is planning an attack on the League. What he's going to do, he's going to create kind of like a false flag diversion that'll force the whole League to meet up at the headquarters. And then his plan is to be like, well, pa, I got you in my super cyborg suit, which we know is like going to make him as smart as Cyborg, which Lex was already crazy smart, so who knows what will happen. It's going to make him as strong as Superman, as fast as the Flash. He just copied everybody.
Okay.
He's a culmination of all the superheroes combined. And then we know from the cutscenes that Parallax is helping out, and we get little flashes of Lex Luthor's eyes when he makes certain decisions, but we don't. The audience doesn't think Lex knows about Parallax, and that I'm just gonna leave it ambiguous whether or not like he's aware of what Parallax is doing to him. His plan goes off without a hitch. He puts into Cyborg's head using his super brain suit a fake diversion that would make Cyborg call everybody to the thing.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so now we know he is smarter than Cyborg. He's out technologing the Borg. You like that one?
The Borg.
Okay.
Not ironically fucking hilarious.
So all of them meet there. Lex is waiting for him. Lex is about to pop out and get the little gotcha moment. Boom, Parallax beats him to it. Lex is like, what the fuck? There's a giant yellow cunt here as well.
Yeah.
Like he thinks Parallax is on their team. They got a new member.
Oh hell yeah.
No, Parallax is working with them. Right away, Parallax does a little Thanos snap kind of situation. He builds a parallel universe right there. And just because he fucking hates Green Lantern. But right before he does that, Wonder Woman and Shazam kind of grab on because they see Green Lantern getting fucking flooped into some weird portal thing. Yeah. And then those three end up in a parallel Earth fighting Parallax.
Damn, fucking ride or die, dude.
Yeah.
Saw everyone getting sucked.
I mean,
grabbed onto him.
Wonder Woman and Green Lantern have been there since the beginning. They're the tightest two in the whole bunch. And then Shazam, just a good guy.
Yeah.
Just coming along for the ride. And that leaves Old Flash, Cyborg, Robin, and Superman. They're left to handle Lex Luthor.
Hell yeah.
Parallax fight going on. It's a good 15-minute fight scene. Superheroes getting fucking walloped.
Yeah.
Just nothing they can do. Parallax is building yellow walls, smashing them with yellow hammers, doing crazy shit. Green Lantern's fucking useless against this guy.
What does Parallax look like? Is he a thing, or is he like an amorphous blob like he is in other movies?
He is like a big, weird lightning thing. Like, they don't even know what to hit this guy with.
That was scripted.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is like... He doesn't have one form. He's more of a blob.
Okay.
Sometimes he looks like a person that's just kind of like at least 12 feet tall.
Gotcha.
And zapping all around. And then other times he looks like a big tornado of lightning.
Hey man, just works for me.
Crazy cool guy. Meanwhile, the rest of those heroes, they are back fighting Lex. Once again, this guy's tied with all these guys.
Yeah.
He's beating up Superman. He's outsmarting fucking Cyborg. Flash. old as fuck, just a useless dude, can't do shit. He's trying his best.
He's in the corner just eating fucking Werthers. He's like, you know your best, boys.
Absolutely nothing's going on with the Flash. But one key element that Lex Luthor overlooked because he is such a greedy little power-hungry bitch. Didn't think about Robin. Didn't think about all the training that Robin went through, which was a whole movie. So this is the build-up for Robin. He's got none of the detective skills, none of the fight reasoning, none of the.
He didn't expect that Robin's cracked at fucking cage matching.
Yes. Lex Luthor, very smart. Robin, very crafty.
Yeah.
So Robin pulls some crazy shit out of his hat, gets the whole team working together, just like the Bat used to.
Yeah.
And then he fucks Lex Luthor up.
Fuck yeah.
They work together. They rip his little suit off, and then he's just a scared little 22-year-old virgin. And he doesn't have Parallax because Parallax is in a different universe.
And he's naked.
Yeah, he's naked. And then they just beat the shit out of him.
Hell yeah.
Boom. The second that he goes down, dun dun dun, Parallax. It takes like a split second to be like, oh fuck, that was not supposed to happen. And when that happens, boom. Shazam, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern get his ass. They fucking, in that tiny split second, they're able to get through Parallax's defenses, and Wonder Woman and Shazam just wail on him.
Fuck yeah.
Just take him the fuck out. But Parallax dead, he just kind of fizzles out. But an on-screen death. Like, Parallax is gone.
Yeah.
Done for. Maybe they catch him in a bottle or something, or Green Lantern puts him in a ring. That's it.
Okay.
He sucks Parallax into the ring somehow.
Okay.
But they're in the middle of fucking nowhere. They're on Earth like 12, or the fake Earth that Parallax created for them. So shit's fucked. The movie feels like it's just gonna end. It flashes back and forth between both groups being like, oh, we fucking did it.
Yeah.
But where are our boys?
Whew.
Everything's gone. And then you're like, oh, what a shitty cliffhanger to end on.
Yeah.
And then Flash stands up. Flash is like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get our friends back. And you're like, oh fuck. And then Flash zooms out. The old man Flash zooms out, and then it fades to black. And you're like, oh shit, another cliffhanger. Credits roll, credits unroll, boom, Flash, dead on the ground. Dead Flash, and he brought the whole crew back together.
Aww, one last ride.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What's next?
The whole Justice League's right there. Flash is dead. Batman's dead. Everybody's had a good arc. They've all learned their lesson.
Is Robin Batman now, or is he just Robin still?
He's just a dope Robin. He has a suit. He got a suit in his second movie. Like, it's a very cool Robin suit.
Okay.
Rocking a 6-pack. Dude's looking great.
Nice.
Yeah. I believe if you go back to the old episode, this Robin isn't as lanky as the other Robins. He's built. He's
I remember this vividly. He's very big.
Yeah. Rivaling Cyborg in just how shredded this man is.
You had fucking Idris Elba as Cyborg.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. I love that. Fucking love that.
Gotta make Cyborg cool.
Yeah.
And boom, Act 3 done.
That's everything?
Big villain, Gonzo. The Justice League, there. 2 down, but they've added a few along the way.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing to be built off of anymore. So what's next? Maybe like 6 different TV shows? Maybe like a weird.
We're gonna make up some pretty uncompelling shit, and you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I think 8 years for a movie franchise is that I did it.
Yeah,
I'll just not keep that going, and I'll start over or do a different thing.
Yeah, it's time to hang it up, man.
I think that's. I think other studios should learn a lesson from my made-up studio.
Wrap it up
and just say, yeah, that was the story. We did it.
Do you remember that awesome movie that we watched, and we were like, oh man, so glad to see the end of all of this, and then they just kept going.
Yeah,
it sucked.
You're allowed to restart.
No.
I like that in the real world, not our world of being the best writers that DC has ever seen. Mm-hmm. DC can't go more than 3 weeks without changing the script of a movie or giving up on that movie or giving up on a franchise. And Marvel can't let a franchise be a good 10-year-long franchise. They have to aim for the 30-year mark. You could just let it be 10.
Could have just wrapped it up. We all could have remembered it fondly, but eventually it's going to Game of Thrones itself, and we're going to hate it all.
Yeah. It's, oh my God.
Yeah.
How easy it would be for them to be like, reboot, starting from the beginning now. Yeah. Different heroes this time.
You know, it would have been really ballsy if when they did it all rebooted. And they're like, there's no part 2. There's no part 2. We're just starting over. Fuck you guys. It doesn't matter anymore.
I like it just for the balls of it.
I would too.
But that's my Justice League.
Yeah. Now we're getting
DC, hit me up for the script.
Yeah, now we're getting into my Justice League. Let me get the script right.
Okay, Justice League Part 6.
Okay. Here's some housekeeping. Now, John Krasinski was my Superman, but we all talked about John Krasinski, how he sold the idea of good news to the public that was homegrown, and then he sold to NBC for like millions of dollars. John Krasinski's canceled. He's out. He's done. And I'm replacing him, and I'm taking a page out of Jesse's book. I can't believe I'm saying this. Tyler Hoechlin, the guy who plays Superman in Superman and Lois on the CW, he's my new Superman because he's really fucking great. So let me start
you
you off
here
with,
first, folks. Ramsey likes the CW DC shows.
The Superman show. I like everything with Superman. That is it. I draw the fucking line. Let's take a look back. So, my Batman dead. The League is essentially all together. They're finally the Justice League.
What heroes do you have in your league?
I
don't get confused with mine.
I have Dick Grayson as Batman. I have Superman. I have Green Lantern. I have Wonder Woman, and I have Green Arrow, and the Flash.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, can't believe I remembered all that. There's some loose ends from the last time that aren't going to be tied up until next year. This right now, I'll be upfront about it. This is not the big one. The final nail in the coffin of my universe is coming next year.
Oh boy!
But this is what I'm finally gonna fucking build up my characters. I'm finally taking the time.
You're not just fighting this time.
No. And here's the other thing. To recap, they fought Brainiac. They got stuff from the ship. Things happen. Lex Luthor is in good with the League now. But you don't want to watch all that because it's boring. So the first one of my movies is called Flashpoint Paradox. I'm resetting a ton of shit because I can't remember and I don't care to remember. So essentially what happens is the Flash, it is the fallout of the Brainiac fight. The Flash and Barry Allen and Hal Jordan have become good friends. At this point, they're going palling around. They're doing fucking crime shit. But at one point, Barry Allen is fighting Yellow Flash, Reverse Flash, and he's fighting him with Hal Jordan. They're together in the city. And Reverse Flash is running super fast, and then Barry follows him, and Hal is holding on to him because he's like, I need your help to fight him. And then there's a blink. And Barry Allen is in another dimension. And him and Hal are what the fuck is going on? And they're kind of freaking out a little bit. So what they find out after going through here, everything's just a little different. They're in Gotham, but it looks different, and it looks like older. It looks like Gotham from it's not
got a sepia hue to it.
Yeah, a little bit. Like there's just one of those things where like this isn't our place. So eventually they're going around and they're just trying to find answers. And then at one point they see this giant fucking shadow come over them and it crashes into Hal and fucking knocks him out. And then it grabs Barry and then they see him and they're like, holy shit, you're fucking Bruce Wayne. And then he's just like, Barry? He's like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? And then he's essentially just like, we're from another dimension. So they go back to the Batcave and they start talking. And essentially what we find out is
Dead Bat's back.
He is back because in this universe, Barry Allen and Green Lantern are dead. Dick Grayson's also dead. In my first Justice League movie, whenever Batman drives the fucking plane out with the kryptonite bomb, he doesn't die. Dick Grayson gets in the plane before he does, and Dick Grayson dies. And essentially, this throws everything into a fucking... The League does not ever get united.
Oh, man.
After the fallout, Bruce Wayne is super fucked up. He doesn't want anything to do with anyone else. Diana has essentially become like... that she's used the Themyscirans. She saw what Lex Luthor could do. She used the Themyscirans to become a fucking world police.
Oh, shit.
And essentially has been causing fucking havoc,
like
going
an
around.
Evil Wonder Woman.
Yeah, doing whatever she wants.
Oh, that's cool.
Oliver Queen in America has essentially formed a resistance group because Oliver Queen's a communist. Thanks, Frank Miller. That's for the nerds. So they're essentially in this giant fucking war and they're just having it out. And then what happens is that whatever happens, and then fucking they meet up with Superman, and essentially what they need to do is they need to go to some fucking island, the one from the first movie, because that's where like the element is that what Reverse Flash kind of like, because he wanted to blip them to show them like this is what happens if Batman survives. Yeah. Like the world gets fucked up. So essentially they go over the island, they get the element or whatever they need, and they fight Reverse Flash and they beat Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is always like, Barry, remember this. Remember how fucked up things can get. And then before they go back, Bruce Wayne talks to Flash, and Flash is just like, oh, like I'm about to go back and I'm about to go talk to Dick. And then he's just like, yeah, about that. Things are going to be different when you go back. This dimension and that dimension, it's not going to be completely different, but like things are going to blend over. Like things are different here, you know, and they're going to be different there. So essentially what he does is like, Bruce is like, can you carry stuff with you whenever you go through the Speed Force? He's like, yeah. And he gives him a bunch of letters. And he's like, okay. So he takes the letters, takes Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan's in this movie mostly just because he needs to be in some movie. And what they do is they blip back over. And he goes back. He's back in the Batcave, and he's with Dick Grayson. Dick's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he's just like, "I have something for you."
Oh man!
And he hands over a letter to Dick Grayson, and then he's like, "And also these." And it's a letter to Jason Todd, to Tim Drake, to Barbara Gordon, and he's like, "Oh shit, okay." And then he's like, "Who are these people?" And he's like, "This is my family." What do you mean? So when they blipped over. The Bat family's established. There are other superheroes in this universe who are now established, such as Cyborg, Aquaman.
Oh man,
bunch of other people. Because
we brought everyone in the fold at once.
It's easy. You gotta skip to the good shit. I'm no more build up. Fuck all that. You're skipping to the good shit.
I like it.
But essentially, the movie ends with Dick reading this letter and like fucking like crying, and he looks at Barry, the classic line, flash for Barry, he goes, "You're one hell of a messenger." And then it cuts over to the rest of the Bat family like reading these and like tearing up, and then essentially the very end of the movie they're all together and they're in the mansion and they're like talking and being like, "Fucking we all miss Bruce" or whatever. Those things are just a little different. And then the after credits scene, Hal Jordan goes back and he goes to see the Green Lantern Corps. He's like, I've been off dimension.
Oh, goes back to his.
Yeah, he goes to the
I thought you meant back to the other universe. I was like, how?
He goes back. It is decimated. Everyone's dead. Hal Jordan is the last Green Lantern alive. There are yellow streaks everywhere. It's pretty obvious Sinestro had a hand in this. And then he goes to the main lantern where he draws his power from, and there's a giant Omega symbol on it. And he's like, what the fuck is this? Cuts to black.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
This goes into our next movie, Batman, Heir. Heir.
Yeah.
Now, this movie is... I had some difficulty with the casting. Damian Wayne is in this movie. Damian Wayne is not played by an actor. He's played by a young Ramsey. Because there aren't young Arab kid actors who people know about, so you're gonna see me there.
You're the most famous young Arab actor.
That's true. Yeah. shout out to our skits. Essentially, what this movie is that after everyone's back, we're kind of settled into like this is the new universe now, and Dick Grayson is out crime fighting. What happens is that Talia al Ghul shows up, and he's like, "Oh fuck, you're my dad's old girlfriend." She's like, "Yeah, I need your help." He's like, "Oh god, what?" And then a little fucking Ramsey comes out into frame, and she's like, "This is Damian." He's like, "Okay," like Damian Wayne. He's like, "Oh shit." And she's like, "My dad wants him to be the next head of the Demon. He was vetting Bruce for years. It didn't happen. I fucked Bruce. We had him, and now my dad wants to take him and become the head of this terrorist league or whatever." And Dick Grayson's just like, "Okay." She's like, "You need to take him in." He's like, "I don't want a fucking son." She's like, "You have to." And then so essentially Dick Grayson takes him in. He starts training him, and he starts having these Superman's in this movie quite a bit. Nice. He comes in, he's like coming to talk to Dick, and Dick's just like, "I don't know what the fuck to do. This kid's crazy," because when they're going out crime fighting, Damian Wayne has been taught to kill criminals. He's like out with a sword. He's chopping people up.
How old is he?
He's like 12, 13.
Okay.
He's very
It's a dark movie.
Yeah, he's a very violent young man. But essentially, he's just like, "No, this is the job. We are here to take care of criminals, and that's it. Like, there's no." And then Dick's like, "There's rehabilitation. There's a whole fucking slew of things we need to have a conversation about." But essentially, it kind of breaks down to like, eventually the entire Bat family gets in on it, and then Damien's just not having it. And so at one point, they go, and the League of Assassins have come to Gotham, and Damien goes out on his own to fight them. He gets kidnapped, and he gets taken away. The entire Bat family is having a fucking argument, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like, why were you not watching him? Like, everyone's pretty much just at odds." And then he goes back to the cave, and Superman's there, and Dick Grayson is just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
He's like, I cannot hold. And he's like, I can't hold everyone together. I can't hold my family together while being a fucking dad. He's like, this is all too much for me. And I was just like, he's like, when I took on the cow, I took on the cow. I didn't take on the fucking responsibility for the free world and B, a small family of like abused orphans. And then Superman just starts laughing and he's like, what? He's like, this isn't funny. He's like, no, it is funny. You sound just like Bruce 15 years ago. He's like, he was complaining. He's like, I can't be a dad. And then I told him, well, yeah, you can. Mm-hmm. He talks about how he was with his father. And then essentially Dick Grayson is just like, okay, Superman's like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to go get him. And then Superman has to go off-world to fight somebody because you can't have Superman in the last fight.
Yeah.
So essentially what happens, Dick Grayson goes around to every member of the Bat family, and he's like, we're going to get this kid because he's our kid.
Oh, this is going to be so cool.
He's like, I can't keep doing this. And they go to the island Ra's al Ghul's from. I can't remember at the time. And with the entire Bat family, they launch a no stealth, a full-on fucking assault. And they bust in, and Damian Wayne is just like, he hears, because Deathstroke's there, haha, he's in every movie. And Damian Wayne hears from Deathstroke, he's like, oh shit, the Bat family's here. And Damian Wayne's like, oh my god, they came for me. It's like, dude, this is awesome. And then Ra's al Ghul is like, no, fuck that. Like, you are going to be the next head of the demon. He's about to dip him in the Lazarus pit and give him the immortality or whatever. Yeah. Cut through a bunch of dope fight scenes. Red Hood and Deathstroke have a cool fight. Red Hood wallops his ass, takes care of him, and they get to the final room, and essentially they have this conversation where he's just like, Ra's al Ghul kind of tells Damian, look, either you can fulfill your destiny, who you're meant to be, or you can be with this family. And Damian Wayne turns on him, fucking socks him. Essentially, Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne both fight Ra's al Ghul, and then he's just like, this is who I'm meant to be. And then
the movie, new prophecy.
Yeah, and then essentially
an heir.
They go to the end, and then it cuts to the end where Superman and Dick Grayson are fighting again, and he's just like, they're talking again, and he's like, man, that was fucked up. He's like, I cannot believe we pulled that off. And he's like, well, if I had to bet on anyone, it would be Dick Grayson, son of Batman, heir to the throne. And they both laugh, and Dick Grayson's like, you're annoying. And then the movie ends.
Cute.
Now, the next movie, Superman.
I like this. They connect to each other.
Yeah.
You got a consistent story.
Yeah. Superman, Hireath. Hireath is the feeling or longing for a home that never was.
Now, in what language?
No, it's a Scottish word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this movie I'm going less in depth with, but essentially the spirit of this movie is General Zod comes to Earth, and Superman and Lois have moved to Smallville. And because John, Superman's son, who was introduced in the previous movies, he's starting to develop powers. And Clark's like, we can't really do this in Metropolis. Like, people are going to notice. So essentially they start going...
Question.
What?
How was Lois's pregnancy? She had a super baby inside her.
She was fine because the Kryptonian DNA does not like metabolize and fully... It's very pure.
Oh, so the sun can't get you inside.
Yeah, he has no... Exactly. He has no powers, and then he gets out, and then they slowly start developing.
Gotcha.
So he starts photosynthesizing.
Crafty one. Okay.
However,
would have been a more exciting start to the movie if Lois just got torn open, alien style.
Busts out and is just like, Father.
Baby Clark Kent just chilling.
Yeah. But essentially what happens is they go on patrol, and there's this like Blur who's like going all around the world, and he's causing these huge events that Superman has to go fight. And the Blur comes, hits Superman, and then just leaves. So Superman has been like, it's like Death by a Thousand Cuts, where he keeps getting hit, and he's like, this guy's fucking me up, and he's hitting me hard. And eventually find out that's General Zod. He has come from the Phantom Zone from off Earth, and he's come to Earth, and Zod finally meets up with John and Clark, and he's just like, I cannot believe you did this. You fucking ruined your bloodline. He's like this hybrid you've created. He's like, he's no better than a science experiment to me. He's like, you should come join me. We can go rebuild our planet. There's more of us. We just have to look harder. Eventually, they both get their licks in, and then Zod leaves. And Superman and John are just kind of like, Clark and John are sitting there, and they're just like, John's like, is he right? He's like, this is kind of fucked up. He's like, it's like, I am half human. I'm not full Kryptonian. And Clark has to explain to him. He's just like, Kryptonian DNA is very strong. You are essentially almost full-blooded. Like, it kind of is taking over your human DNA. But then he kind of just starts thinking about, John starts having this super like existential moment where he's just like, why are you here? Like, why have you stayed here? Zod came from another planet. He can just leave. And Superman literally just thinks about like all the times he's felt this, where like Zod came through and was just like, you're not Kryptonian enough. And like people of Earth are like, you're a god, you're an evil monster. And John's just like, why don't we just leave? Why are we here? And he was like, yeah, he felt like that sometimes. He's like, I wanted to leave Earth. But the thing is, like, from what my parents taught me, this is my world. Like, I'm from here. And he's like, and all those doubts and everything completely washed away when I met your mom. The cosmic questions of the entire universe, everything. Should I be out doing other things? Should I just protect Earth? It stopped mattering when I met your mom. And then you came along, and I realized that I'm not Superman. I'm not Kal-El. I'm not even Clark Kent. I'm your dad.
Aww,
and then John's
cute.
John's like, fuck. He's like, dude, yeah, I'm from here. There's another fight. Zod comes through. They just wash his ass because John's powers fully wake up when he realizes he's essentially a fully blooded Kryptonian of Earth.
No doubt. No doubt anymore.
And so what happens is John tells Zod, this is my Earth. You're going to leave. He beats the shit out of him, and then they throw him into the fucking space, and Zod disappears. He's gone.
It's like Pokemon when they throw the fucking, what the hell?
Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about Pokemon. But the end of this movie essentially is that happens. They both go to Smallville, and they're like, whoa, that was awesome, John. We're so proud of you. And then John and Clark both go to Gotham. And he's like, there's someone you need to meet. He meets Damian Wayne.
Oh, my God.
The beginning of the Super Friends.
Hey.
And they're at odds. It's very cute. But this kind of leads into my next movie, which is written out kind of. But the thing about this next movie is I had trouble deciding whether or not to do Justice League or to do something that I think deserves live action more than Justice League.
Go for it, man.
Young Justice. Essentially, like I've brought up before, new heroes are in this world.
I just came to the realization that this is a copy of my idea.
Which, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, like last time, neither of us discussed before Brainiac was both of our enemies, and neither of us discussed this in any way.
Yeah, it's almost like we were just like, Jesse was Googled biggest DC villains, and I was just like, off the top of my head. But essentially, Young Justice is, the squad is being pre-built. Essentially, it is with Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, and they're essentially working together because Dick Grayson and Superman are both just like, we work amazingly together. There always needs to be a Superman and Batman.
Yeah. And
so they're working together. They have them out. Starts with John and Damian on patrol with Superman and Batman. They're kind of doing the same thing like in Justice League 1 where Bruce and Dick were like up on the building, like kind of surveying everything. And they were out there and they're like looking at their kids go. But the difference is like John and Damian are way more at odds with each other. They do not fight the same way because John's like nothing. The chips are not down for him with most fights. He's invulnerable. He's like, yeah, this doesn't fucking matter to me. But Damian's fighting tooth and nail, taking everything seriously. But the other problem with John is that John is not using his powers effectively. He's breaking shit and he's accidentally hurting people. And him and Damian are not happy with each other.
Yeah.
But what happens is that Amanda Waller has decided, she has seen from the beginning to the end that the Justice League has been formed, and she's also noticed that...
Who's Amanda Waller?
She's the head of Argus. She's
okay.
Yeah. She's
gotta
like...
help the not nerds out
there.
there.
Yeah, she's like Nick Fury, except bad. But she has formed the Suicide Squad, and she's decided that the Justice League is bad for society. So she utilizes the Suicide Squad, and there's a plan for each League member that got leaked from Bruce Wayne's computer. Because part of the Suicide Squad is Cyborg.
Oh, baby.
Yep.
Okay.
Cyborg is a part of the Suicide Squad because he was doing some
shady
shady
red?
stuff.
Can he be red instead of blue?
Yeah, he's bad. Yeah. He'll be
Fuck
red.
yeah.
However, I want to clarify, Cyborg was not doing typical crime. Cyborg was fucking wiring into banks and transferring the money into poor people's accounts. Yeah. He was like, fuck you guys, and the fucking feds had to come in and tell him he couldn't be cool.
Once again, Cyborg, best superhero.
Exactly. So essentially what happens is that the Justice League all gets kidnapped. And then at this point, Dick Grayson narrowly escapes, but he's broken. He's got super fucked up. And the Suicide Squad, I'm still not convinced on who it needs to be, but Deadshot's one of them. Okay. Essentially, they get back to the cave, and a bleeding, fucked up Dick Grayson is being cared for by Alfred, and John and Damian are like, what the fuck do we do? For the first time, we see Damian not completely sure of himself, like full of shit assassin. He's like, Grayson, I need your help. He's like, I need something. And he's like, I don't have anything. He's like, I might die. He's like, you need to go and you need to get every fucking person out there. And so the entire league is taken over, and they're just like, well, who's left? And they're like, oh, the kids. Mm-hmm. And they go and they get together Kid Flash, Artemis, Green Arrow's sidekick, Raven, who's just there, and the rest of the Bat family. So Jason Todd, Barbara Gordon, and Tim Drake. And they all get them together, and they go to fight Amanda Waller. But what happens is the Suicide Squad has forced Cyborg to hack all the chips in their necks that explode. And the Suicide Squad takes over, and they're like, we don't want a Justice League. We don't want any heroes because we want to fuck things up, and we want to be bad guys because that's what we're good at. Deadshot turns, blows Amanda Waller's head off. She's never coming back. So essentially it becomes the Suicide Squad against this fucking young Justice League, and they all fight, and they go, like, because they're in the Argus base or whatever, and then they convince Cyborg. They're like, what the fuck are you doing with him? Because Cyborg's like kind of a kid, and he's like, what are you doing with him? He's like, there are two sides of this, and there's only one good side. Eventually Cyborg is just like, well, fuck it, I'm going to the other side. And they all start fighting, and Cyborg does the fucking genius thing where he runs away from the fight because he's not super equipped to destroy all these people.
Yeah,
and
he's a little hacker man.
Yeah, he goes and hacks the fucking Starro. It's super nerdy, but it's like a barely reference. The Starro things on the Justice League's heads that are putting them in this dream world where they're like in a trance. So they're all captured, but they're still alive. He goes, unlocks all of them, and essentially they all come back. And then when they come back to the room, the fight's almost over. And Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent are fucking working, and they're working the fucking Suicide Squad
together.
Yeah, they beat their ass, and then essentially at the very end, they're just like on their knees, and he's just like, "You really think this is how it works?" He's like, "If they're bad guys, there's always gonna be heroes." He's like, "People are gonna stand up to you, dicks, and they're gonna beat the shit out of you because you guys aren't the end all be all. Someone's always gonna be here to stop you." And Superman and Dick Grayson are seeing fucking Damian and John like tag teams, and they look at each other and they're just like, dude, yes. So the movie ends, and then Damian and John are essentially close friends.
Plays the kids are all right.
Yeah. But essentially I wanted to make that movie because I was just like, the idea of there always being someone there. Yeah. Like made me happier because like the Justice League gets taken out of action all the time, and the kids always step up, but they always do it in a way where they're just like, oh, well, yeah, they're real heroes. They're not just sidekicks. But this way I was just like, it's not just about them being heroes. There needs to be a message where it's like, no matter who the fuck is up there, like there's always going to be someone being like, no, fuck you. Yeah. Like we're not taking this shit. And that was Damian Wayne and like Jonathan Kent.
Normally you just get that no matter how much good stuff happens, there's always going to be some dick out there. You flipped it on its head a little bit.
Had to. Yeah. Man, the Fed got too thirsty. They funded a bunch of villains, and the villains turned on them. But this cuts to the end credit scene. The Flash and Dick Grayson go back to the Batcave. And Dick Grayson sees Bruce Wayne there. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And the Flash is like, let's say all the Justice League goes there. Okay. And they're all just there, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's just like, Barry, what are you talking about? You're the one who saved me. This Bruce Wayne is the Bruce Wayne who went over on that plane. He doesn't even know he died. He's like, I'm just here all of a sudden. What the fuck is everything going on? And then another Barry pops in, and he's just like, I saved him because there's a war coming, and he's the only one who can save us. And then he shows them the fucking data of the Omega symbol and the Green Lanterns, and then Hal crashes in. It's just like, something bad's happening.
Oh no! The whole team.
That is my Young Justice movie, and Justice League 3 Omega is coming next year.
We gotta wait a year for this?
Yeah.
God
and it's going to be
damn.
one movie, so it's not going to be a ton of build-up movies where I got fucking flustered because all the notes were jumbled. Oh, man.
Whew.
Yeah, those are all my Justice League movies.
Man, that is 6 pitches each.
You want me to
Justice League?
You want me to do next year?
3. Yeah.
We need to each do our pitches in 15 minutes, and the last 30, we need to make one together.
No, I like it.
Combine the reboot.
I'll give a little bit of a hint to where I think I'm going in a year. I'm going to, as I said, I think things should end when they've peaked. Mm-hmm. So that's over. That entire universe is done for. And I'm going to do a villain universe.
Oh,
it's going to be from the perspective of the villains, and it's going to be fucking sick.
I like that.
Because I do believe that in the DC universe, the villains are more interesting than the superheroes.
Oh, you're crazy.
There's some very cool ones.
Superman's so cool.
Disagree.
Which is how all this started.
I like my Superman and your Superman in these universes.
Yeah.
But haven't seen one in a DC made movie yet that I enjoyed.
I gotta convince you to read a comic book. But yeah, that is another year, another Justice League.
Yes. Tune in next week for a very, very interesting 100th episode. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening.
Hell yeah. Thank you.